Good evening, our brave people. Good evening to you all, our beautiful people. We are at the crossroad. We are at the crossroad. The events in Cameroon's inability to accept the inevitable, the inability of those who claim to be in charge of governance in Cameroon to accept the reality of their misadventurism in Ambazonia. Mr. Bia's inability to accept what Mr. Ellis Smith, a top advisor to the Prime Minister, told them. They should accept their war in Ambazonia was a mistake. It's unwinnable. They don't have the resources. They don't have the manpower. They don't have what it takes. And they can never again occupy or make any attempt to govern Ambazonia. The war they declared on us is now what has destroyed Cameroon itself. The war Mr. Bia declared on the Ambazonian people is what has rendered Mr. Bia powerless, bankrupt the state, and caused all sorts of problems, economic, political, social problems in Cameroon. Now they are venturing into another political misadventure. Now we want to be clear, we want to be firm to tell anyone who's contemplating about some form of presidential elections in Cameroon. The leader of our liberation, Dr. Choluka Sayaba, addressed the Ambazonian people on Saturday. He educated our people. Elections in Cameroon have one outcome: to secure power. It is not about democracy. It is not about the rule of law. It is not about growing the economy. It's not about strengthening Cameroon. It's not about improving the quality of lives for the Camerooners. It's about securing power. I call on every Ambazonian to go to YouTube and subscribe to the leader's YouTube channel. Get consistent daily education, inspiration, and empowerment. There will be no Cameroon occupation, colonial, presidential elections in Ambazonia. There will be no Cameroon occupation, colonial, presidential elections in Ambazonia. Anyone, regardless of who you are, whether you are Paul Biya, whether you are Dion Gute, whether you are Maurice Kamto, whether you are of the SDF party, whether you are Kawala, if you campaigning in Ambazonia is a redeclaration of war. Anyone who dares into the Ambazonian territory for the purpose of carrying out presidential and occupation colonial presidential elections in Ambazonia is an act of redeclaration of war on the Ambazonian people. The Ambazonian people will not tolerate anyone from Cameroun, whether you call yourself an Anglophone, to get into the Ambazonian territory to carry out a fraud, to give legitimacy to slavery, colonialism, and occupation in the form of occupation, colonial, presidential elections by a foreign country. We will consider it an act of declaration of war on the Ambazonian people. And therefore, you and all those who accompany you into the territory will be treated as such. This is not the moment for foreign politics in Cameroun. This is not the moment for foreign ambassadors, whether it's the US ambassador or the French ambassador, to preach about Cameroon's election in the occupied territory of Ambazonia. We are not part of Cameroon. We have nothing to do with Cameroon. We have nothing to do with their electoral processes. The US ambassador, the French ambassador should go to Douala, to Bafoussam, to Garoua, to Maroua, and talk about their so-called 1996 decentralization policies. Ambazonia is not part of Cameroon to be talking about some form of decentralization. What the US and the French ambassadors should be doing at this moment is to mount pressure on the Biya's regime to end their war, to get into constructive, effective negotiations for the purpose to achieve justice, accountability, and to honor the right of self-determination of the Ambazonian people. Ambazonia will not be a test ground for the American political experiments in Cameroon or for the ongoing French political experiments in Cameroon. This is not the generation of 1960 or 1961, and this is not the generation of the Frundis. What happens to the previous presidential elections? The French ambassador to tell the people of Cameroon what happens to the previous presidential elections. The US ambassador should tell the people of Cameroon what happens to the previous presidential elections. What happens? What change, what improvement did they bring to Cameroon? Is there employment? Do the people of Cameroon have water to drink? Do they have basic electricity? Do they have schools or roads? What is the use of those presidential elections? How has it served the people of Cameroon? If the French or the US ambassador cannot answer these basic questions, then they should stop deceiving the people of Cameroon and they should stop deceiving themselves. Cameroon occupation colonial presidential elections will not take place in Ambazonia. Let me repeat this. Anyone, whether your name is Paul Biya, whether your name is Frank Biya, whether your name is Maurice Kamto, whether your name is Dion Gute, whether your name is Edith Kawala, anyone who dares to get into the Ambazonia territory for the purpose to carry out election campaign will be considered an act of declaration of war on the Ambazonian people and will be treated as such by our people and by our forces. No one will undermine the spirit of our liberation struggle, the spirit of what our people are fighting for, the spirit of what our people are dying for, the spirit of what our people have stood up for. We will not allow and we will not tolerate for anyone to undermine the aspirations, the hopes, the dreams, the wishes of the Ambazonian people to be free. The Ambazonia Governing Council is fully committed to the outright independence and freedom, and sovereignty for the Ambazonian people, for our people to live a life full of dignity, happiness, a life of prosperity, and a life where human life is respected, a life that is worthy to live. Slavery will not be tolerated in Ambazonia. The leaders sent out a tweet today that I think is very timely and is extremely very important for what we are discussing here. The Ambazonian people will prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. The Ambazonian people prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. We will prefer dangerous freedom than genocide. We will prefer dangerous freedom than to live under Cameroon. We will prefer dangerous freedom than to live as slaves. We will prefer dangerous freedom than for us to accept anything from Cameroon. Secondly, the United States will not dictate to the Ambazonian people what is good for Ambazonia. The French will not dictate to the Ambazonian people what is good for Ambazonia. The era, the time, the days where the United States or the French or the British will tell us what's good for us, those days are over. We are not the Frontiers, we are not the Monas, we are not the Frondis. Only the Ambazonian people have the right, as we've demonstrated over the last 7 years, to decide what's good for us, for our future, for our children, for our people, for our country. We are the only ones with the right, with the power to choose our destiny. Fellow Ambazonians, Cameroon it never come for a census for accept the reality of what did happen for Cameroun and the reality for what did happen for Ambazonia. Mr. Biya, as a dictator, enough accept, say, the war we declare for the Ambazonian people, that same war don't turn for destroy ye Mr. Biya itself. Now that same war don't weaken Mr. Biya, that same war don't make Mr. Biya powerless, and that same war don't destroy Cameroun. As a dictator, they not get the humility and the honesty and the integrity for accept their mistakes and their misadventures. As one of their top advisors, Mr. Lee Smith, a journalist and a reporter for Bloomberg, he tell Mr. Diongote, say the time don't come for Mr. Diongote and for Mr. Paul Biya for accept, for realize, and for accept, say, their misadventure for declare war. It will be the biggest mistake where Cameroun is making. Now, so Mr. Lee Smith, he tell them. Now, the war they declare, say they go use them for crush and for reconquer and for reoccupy Ambazonia. The war don't fail. Because they don't want to accept these realities. Now that they move to the next phase of misadventurism. Presidential elections. Cameroon is going to get their presidential elections for 2025. Between now and the next 12 months, for inside Cameroon, the opposition it need to exist. Opposition, political opposition party for Cameroon need to exist. No candidate it be credible enough, or it get enough stamina, or it get enough love for the people of Cameroon for stand up, for challenge the 42 years of CPDM, terrorism, brutality, corruption, bribery, murder, chaos, looting, destruction, and decay of Cameroun. There is no credible candidate for inside La République at this moment where it fits stand up and challenge the Biya regime or rally the people of Cameroon for rise up against Mr. Biya, for rise up and secure the interest of the Cameroonian people. There is no credible opposition. Any election for Cameroon, not just magic, not the best word I've used. Elections for Cameroon, not just juju. Elections for Cameroon, na I beg una excuse me because I try to find the right vocabulary for pidgin for describe what the elections in Cameroon. Elections need to exist for Cameroon. The CPDM party, it already start. Any opposition for Cameroon, for this time where they try to find a transition for how for either get Frank Biya or as Mr. Biya, a time don't come to an end, how they fit get some other person make it take that place. Opposition for Cameroon all day. When I don't see Maurice Kamto, they don't try for even gather small protest. What happen for you? Mr. Attack me Paul Biya not be stupid for put Atanga and Paul as Minister for Territorial Administration. Because as a dictator, it needs someone who is like a thug. It needs someone who is like the head of a gang. for deal and for crush and for eliminate any opposition we go disturb the CPDM party from continuing its rule. So make no person not deceive you. Say, if you accept, make elections take place in Ambazonia, it will lead to any one of them, including Maurice Kamto, including Libril, including Kawala, including any of them, say they go get an understanding, they go get a sympathy, and therefore they go offer some form of a structural change where go favor the Ambazonian people. Anybody who stand for be the president of Cameroon, he must continue with the policy with the French they be engineering since 1956. As I be explained for 1 or 2 weeks ago. The plan for takeover for occupy Ambazonia is start way before their independence. They start for train Aijo. And Aijo get for sign on to it. Say upon independence, it must occupy, it must take over and occupy Ambazonia and integrate Ambazonia as a part of Cameroon. It did already start. So the Ambazonian people don't rise up for one thing and one thing only. La République du Cameroun, 1961, they said they want to get an understanding with Ambazonia. What happened with that understanding? By 66, 5 years later, they crush and eliminate all the political parties from Ambazonia and integrate them to Aijo, a political party. Then, another 5 years later, by 1972, what happened? 6 years later, by 1972, what happened? They take over the territory. So the Ambazonian people, they need to be very careful this time around. When we don't rise up as a people, when we don't stand as a people, when we don't pick up arms as a people, when we don't battle La République du Cameroun, we end their occupation in terms of the legitimacy where they say they get them for govern Ambazonia. We already end Cameroon illegitimacy for Ambazonia. Make a repeat. Any person, whether na Pobia, whether na Diongute, there is no presidential election, no Cameroon presidential occupation and colonial elections that will take place in Ambazonia. La République du Cameroun is signed up for the Canada Declaration. Ambazonia is not a part of Cameroon. You must defend the right. They don't declare war on you. You defeat them. Then we leave them. They come back for that territory. Say they want to organize presidential elections. Elections will give you weighty. Now weighty they don't first give themselves through those elections. Elections for which territory? Any man, any woman, any political party, any group of persons where they venture into the Ambazonia territory, say they want to organize campaign for Cameroon elections for the Ambazonia territory, now a declaration of war on the Ambazonia people. So if you get some group of persons where they don't organize themselves as political parties, say they want to carry out a campaign for start the preparation for presidential election for Ambazonia, that person they come for declare war for you, for declare war on the Ambazonian people. Cameroon in presidential elections, they campaign for the territory in a declaration of war. na a declaration of war for the Ambazonian people them. And those people go be treated as such by the Ambazonian people and by the Ambazonian forces. Any quarter where you live on, they set up a lekam for that quarter. That quarter, the people where they live on, my repeat them, or my put them the way any man go get them. Any place where they put a lekam office for Ambazonia, that place the battleground. Any place where they put any poster for any person in the picture, any group of persons where they go take money for Cameroun, whether na SDF money or na come to a party money or na which kind money, tell you say the one can organize election, because if those elections they take place, then they go talk about the Ambazonia palaver. No grief. They can't declare war on you. Make they go back for Canada talks. Make they go back for the international community. If they want elections, make it take place for La République du Cameroun and make it be acceptable elections. May they go end this conflict when they declare. Any person where you carry a foot and you carry other people there, when they drive or when they walk in the middle of the night, when they enter inside Ambazonia, say when they want campaign, we go consider una as people who don't declare war on we, and we will fight una as people the way as just as we fight the bees, the army, the police, the gendarme. No person it go can undermine the 20 something thousand Ambazonians so they don't die. According to estimate now up to about 30 something thousands. No person go undermine them. No person go undermine the 750,000 that they live for bush. No person will undermine the refugees or the one that wait there for prison for the purpose for elections. You enter our territory, we consider you say you don't can't declare war on us, and we will fight you with everything we will get them as a people. Cameroon elections it be limited to the territory of Cameroon. You not get anything from Ambazonia. We not be Camerooners, we not be a part of Cameroon. And the elections, it must end for Cameroon. They don't declare war on we, and that war will fight them. Their elections for our territory, it could be a part of that war. Any person will come, carry your own AK before they come. Not come with paper for elections. That paper for election, would you consider them like AK? That paper for election, would you consider them like bomb? So you don't bring the bombs, you don't bring AKs. Any campaign for Ambazonia, a declaration of war. All quarter, not live, no house. Make any person where you live on, you rent your house for a lekam, that house will go down into ashes. Make a repeat. Any Ambazonia where you take your house, you rent them as a lekam office for make Cameroon carry out a conduct a fraud for undermine what people their aspirations and their right for freedom. That house it could be like a bee camp. Just as the forces that fight the bees, that house they will take them down. That house they would dig the foundation, burn them down into ashes. Even the foundation, they will burn them. Any place where they put poster for a lekam, that place, they go consider them like a big, like a police station. So if you get house, you get office building, you rent them for a lekam, now you don't choose for consider your house, your building as a colonial outpost and a declaration of war to the Ambazonian people. They go burn the house down. No person will joke with the lives of our people. No person will use the suffering, the death, the pain of our people for their political experiments. No person. Not be this generation. Any man will try, enter inside that territory for carry out campaign, we go treat you, we go fight you, we go confront you as we fight the bees, the army, the police, the occupation gendarmes. Cameroun, the election for a territory, now an act of a declaration of war. The Ambazonian people, we must resist any attempt by Cameroun and their recruited agents, forget Ambazonia, for accept Cameroun, their political manipulation. Now another attempt for divert the attention of the international community on this conflict with the International Crisis Group and the Norwegian Refugee Association, the Norwegian Refugee Council. They don't declare the conflict as one of the top 10 most neglected conflicts. When I take this message very seriously, the time where we go intensify our campaign, our liberation campaign, and our liberation actions against Cameroun and all their agents, that time don't come. The leader don't talk, say, we get 1 year. In fact, we'll not get 1 year because anything can happen between now and the next 12 months, between now and the time we the one organize their presidential election. The talk say, make you prepare before rain start fall. If you not prepare, by the time rain wants start fall, not be another time you want to go fix your roof for house. Fix the roof before rain start. Make we not wait until La République du Cameroun start their presidential election and then they start for pump a lot of money, bribery, corruption, then we start. Right now, at the time where every Ambazonian must reject this manipulative attempt, must reject this fraud, must reject anything Cameroun. And we must give our forces them, wait till they need them, for get the job done for all of us. Pay your liberation tax. When I know the liberation tax rules. Rule number 1. No driver for Ambazonia, not drive any motor for the Ambazonia territory if you never pay a liberation tax. Rule number 2, make you not carry any person for your motor where you never pay a liberation tax. This one also apply for our people the way they drive Okada. Any man will get a motorcycle or you be an Okada rider. If you never pay your liberation tax, not carry your Okada put up for the Ambazonia road. And not carry any person or persons where they never pay their liberation tax. Any person, driver, where they come up from one town to the next, you never pay a liberation tax, not transport people there. When you reach your road, any man will never pay liberation tax, they go move you so they keep you for down. And if you, that driver, you never pay a liberation tax, and the motor with the driver, you never pay the liberation tax to that motor, they go also move you so they keep you for down. Freedom now na by force. The freedom now, it don't take 7 years of education. So the freedom now na by force. Liberation tax now na by force. You pay your liberation tax or now you go face the consequences. Because we must do the work will be required for Ambazonia for be free. Ambazonia no will only remain for talk. And we no will remain for the bad people then for save their own lives. We no will remain for the bad people then for protect themselves. We no will remain for bad people then for be free. We no will remain for bad people then. When Cameroun come for burn houses, they be beg you. they be beg you. When they can't rape, they beg. When they can't for kill, they beg. So 7 years of education won't be enough. Now you reach a road, the forces they enforce the liberation tax. You not get your ticket, you not get your receipt, you not get your tax certificate. They move you so they keep you for road. Pay your liberation tax before you travel. Any person where he give a house for use them for a LECAM presidential election campaign, that house they go down into ashes. Instant. This one, now liberation law. We need to accept anything Cameroun for territory. We go escalate the resistance to levels where Cameroun no go believe am. Now only we go make the international community take we serious. Now only we go make the Americans take we serious. Now only we go make that same French take we serious. I encourage every Ambazonia for study how the international system will work. No man no will give you freedom. When I see what they do for Palestinians, no, when I see what they do for the Palestinians, when I don't see them, right? If when I think say the international community, it go just can't give you freedom, and you not stand for get them for yourselves, you the dream. Because no man will begin for them. No man will begin the Americans and the freedom. No man will begin them the freedom. They fight for it. So why then they can't give you? They give you freedom, then they own you. If they can't give you, they own you. You want me to own you? Pay your liberation tax. You must understand the manipulation of the international system. And the appeal for everybody. Study the international system. Go find the top experts. Follow them on YouTube. Follow them for their podcasts. Get the necessary education for equip yourselves so that you not be politically manipulated. The US ambassador, if he be like you, if you don't take Paul Biya, go put him for inside prison. For the crimes the way Paul Biya don't commit them for Ambazonia. For the number of people the way Paul Biya don't commit them. If the United States care about you, Paul Biya for the jail today. The Ongu today for prison today. Atanga today for prison today. All the Cameroon top generals and commanders, all of them, they for face the international criminal, the international court of justice today. So many not think they care about you. When they make this statement, they don't care about you. The statement are for them for maintain their hegemony. Now for use these dictators for get access to your natural resources. So until they go sell them 100 billion, then they will take them from Mr. Biya for 2 billion. So that it give them the cheap resources for the profit for their international, multinational, for make their country make it continue to be great, while you remain there in suffering, in darkness, in slavery, and in poverty and death. Now, an international game. You must master the game. You must understand the game. The time where, as we intensify the resistance, you show them, as you don't, the Ambazonia Governing Council don't build such a credible leadership, they go take you as a serious actor. Until then, they go just play with you. and help the occupier for play all this political fraud, and then at some point they call it off. Make this generation not make the same mistakes with other failed liberation struggle, they don't make them. Not live and make the spoilers, not live and make the corrupt, compromise, paid agents, where they don't sign on for the election for Cameroun, make they deceive you. Stand firm on your rights. Stand firm for what it be good for our people them. Stand firm for their freedom. Stand firm for protect the lives, the dignity, and the territorial integrity of Ambazonia. Cameroun, it be so easy for defeat Cameroun. We must mobilize the resources. We need 500 to 1,000 well-armed men on the ground. The international community need to take you serious. It need to take the liberation as serious as we go want to, you go want to, because we'll never demonstrate the level of power where it gives you the ability for protect that territory. All right? We never demonstrate the kind of power will be required for lay claim and protect the territory. So now that power be contested. The power be contested. And that's why Cameroon, because it contest that power, Cameroon, they contest for regain legitimacy. That's why they do this manipulation. And they recruit as many as possible for speak for them. If you love the Ambazonian people then, and you want a bright future for them, you want a better future for them, you want better life for them, you want to make our people live in dignity, in peace, and in progress. And you want to make Ambazonia become a place where even if you live for diaspora, if you go back there, you live in peace, you live in honor, you live in pride. Pay your liberation tax and pay the liberation tax of your family. In the next few months, we go escalate the resistance to levels where even you no believe say na Ambazonia feel reach for this kind of level for resistance. The resistance will escalate. So prepare yourself. Labor Day will come up for May 1st. May 1st for Ambazonia, the Ambazonia territory, it will be totally locked down for May 1st. The Ambazonia territory will be totally locked down for May 1st. Second, no activities of Labor Day celebration for Ambazonia. As the leader explainer, there is nothing there's no reason where any Ambazonian, if he celebrate, say na Labor Day. Now which kind of labor they celebrate them? They don't build in industries, or they build in companies, or they create employment. They create Labor Day for employees, for people that they work, because they get better working conditions, they get better work, they get better working environments, they get protective rights, they get rights for union, they get rights for negotiate, they get better salary, they get better paying jobs. So they give them Labor Day as a day for celebrate the dignity of work. Labor Day now for celebrate the dignity of employment, the dignity of work, the dignity of labor. You tell me, now which employment they don't create them for you? Which companies they create them for you? Which industries they build them for you? And so now which dignity of labor you want to go celebrate them for Labor Day? Tell me. Now which dignity, which pride you want to go celebrate them for the celebration of labor for Ambazonia? Say Labor Day. Cameroon, they use all those occasions Not only for proof one thing, say it still get legitimacy for the territory. We must boycott them. We must boycott anything where Cameroun do use them and he want use them or he go use them for sure say it still get anything to do with the Ambazonian people then. We must stop them. So Labor Day, it go be in a total lockdown. Total lockdown. This Saturday where they come, make a check the date. Saturday go be the number 27 day for this month. The Ambazonia Governing Council, it want raise, it go do the end of month fundraiser. For raise money where it be required for bury 20th May, finally for Ambazonia. We want dig, not na 6, not be na, we don't want dig na 6 feet. We want dig na 12 feet or 18 for bury 20th May. The Ambazonia Governing Council on Saturday, it invite all Ambazonians for come together, put the money for this month where it be required for buy bombs, explosives. That thing the way they make boom. That thing the way they jet ammo car boom. That thing the way they chakara ammo car boom. One buy them, one buy a carton, one buy them. Divide them for all forces on the ground. The egg of sea, they want give IEDs, explosives, and bomb them for all Ambazonian forces across the territory for destroy, stop, bury 20th May. All the things that the forces they need them for carry out the kind of operations for dismantle the occupation system. So this Saturday, whether you're there for diaspora or you're there for ground zero, prepare yourselves. Some people go, they ask and say, but the egg of sea at the same one time, it launch, it ask for the liberation tax, make all man pay liberation tax. At the same time, every month, it will organize fundraiser. Why they not just do the liberation tax? All right, man, answer the question. Why are they here? The liberation tax, now for do the heavy lifting, for equip the forces them, for train forces, for provide them with those things that the forces they need them for liberate the territory. While the monthly fundraiser, now money for buy seeds, these bombs, now money for take care of the forces, now money where the forces they use them for carry out operations. While the liberation tax money, now for equip the forces, now for arm the forces, now for expand Ambazonian capacity. And the leader don't talk say he want to do one big investment so that once they invest, if na 50 sticks, they put 50 sticks one time. If na 100, they put 100 one time. If na 200, they put 200 one time. The leader no one make, we begin to put 2 for year, 3 for year, 5 for year, 6 for year, 3 for year, 1 for year. No, the leader now, he don't talk to the liberation tax and for do the heavy lifting for the liberation struggle. So it call and say operational capital. That means that the liberation operational capital, where on a weekly basis, the bullets where the forces they need them, the explosives where the forces they need them, the materials where the forces they need them for carry out operations and for defend themselves. That money all they come now for the monthly fundraiser While the money for the liberation tax, they keep the money, keep the money, keep the money, so that they will take one time, they buy 50 guns one time. They take one time, they buy 25 guns, they put them for one place one time. They take one time, they buy 100 guns, they put them for one place one time. All right? So I hope say it don't help for clarify the difference between why we do liberation tax and we do monthly fundraiser. Okay? So pay your liberation tax, and on Saturday, join we for the monthly fundraiser. I'll be available. If you call me, ask in advance, say how I fit support the forces on the ground. How I fit support make you bury 20 May. You want make you bury 20 May, right? I know say you want make you end 20 May permanently. We need for end anything we make Cameroun for talk say Ambazonia and Cameroun they get anything for do together. We must end them. We must tell the international community through our actions, our seriousness for be free. We must show our seriousness not through our commitments, not through our contributions, not through our sacrifices, not be not through talk. Independence through talk, not be not independence. You know if you talk say I want independence, I want independence, I want independence. You need to pay a liberation tax. You need to contribute for monthly fundraiser. You need to observe goes down. For show seriousness of what seriousness for be free, Monday ghost towns across the territory. You pay your liberation tax. 5,000 for man for woman them, 10,000 for man picking them. At the end of the month, you make contribution for the monthly fundraiser for give the forces the bullets, the explosives, and the supplies where they need them for constantly engage, disrupt, and take out the enemy. All right? So I know say in the last 7 years, there's been a lot of talks about we want independence. Translate them into actions. 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 When I don't see what don't happen for inside Bamenda alone. The forces, just the last 1 week, inside Bamenda, they don't take out 2 armor cars. 2 armor cars in 1 week. More than 8 La République du Cameroun terrorist occupation forces. They don't go down in just inside Bamenda alone in 1 week. That one will be extraordinary. For these forces, for the fight inside city. I think that's something we need for constantly give them the kind bravery they don't show them, the kind courage they don't show them, the kind dedication they don't show them for them for give you independence. We give them what they want, they will give you independence. We just get for give them what they want. Give them what they want. I want to appeal for all the Ambazonians through grace, through God's blessings, through their own creativity, through their own innovations, through their own ingenuity, through their own vision, through their own hard work, they don't achieve success, financial success, entrepreneurial success. With the appeal for say during this time, we were people that need help. We were people that they cry, that they fight, that they die, that they sacrifice, that they pay the ultimate price for be free. Use your blessings, use your financial abundance, take a percentage of it, give them for the country, give them for the liberation. Feel the pain of our people then. And do something. Feel the suffering of our people then. And say, these blessings will get up. Might take some. Might take 10 million. Might take 20 million. Might take 50 million. Again for the liberation. It could take you a very long way. As a people, we need to start to develop this level of patriotism, the love of our people then, the love for our country, for the blessing where the land don't give we, the blessing where the Ambazonia territory don't give you, for create that business, for be successful. Take some of that money, invest them for the liberation. Guillaume, say the Ambazonia Governing Council, over the last 7 years, you don't prove beyond all reasonable doubts the character of leadership, the transparency of that leadership, the accountability of that leadership. Take that 50 million, take that 25 million, take that 10 million, take that 20 million, take that 75 million, take that 100 million, take that 200 million. Say the Ambazonia Governing Council. And no say if I give you this 100 million, I give you this 20 million, I give you this 50 million, and I will do what it be needed for free white people then. When I don't prove them, we want trust with the resources for liberate the Ambazonian people then. You be a former minister, you be an active minister for La République du Cameroun, and you don't experience the kind of injustice, you don't experience the kind of humiliation, you don't see the country, the territory where you come out there, a bit taken over and a bit turned into a slave plantation. You don't see what they don't do for mommy. You don't see what they don't do for picking them. They rob our girl picking them for shit. You don't see the destruction what they don't cause them for our territory. And you say, no, I be part of this system. I be think say if I come here for being inside, I go help for bring some form of change. Take some of that money. Now we know say that change enough it come by you being inside. Enough it fight them from the inside. If you only fight them from the outside. Take some of the millions where you don't thief them. Take that money, give them, make you liberate the country and liberate you. If you get the means for what people do today for diaspora, the message now for you too. Through your hard work, through your vision, through divine blessings, through your extreme sacrifices, you have been out here don't reward you. You don't prosper. You get multiple homes. Your business do well. 1 acre, 2 acres, 3 acres, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $500,000, $1 million. Take that money. Say, Dr. Cho, you don't demonstrate to the Ambazonian people what it means for being a liberation leader, for being a nationalist. You don't show the incorruptible nature of your character. You don't show a character of a love of a people then. You don't do everything humanly possible for free white people then. We know say you never get access to the resources where it will give you the ability for liberate Ambazonia. The 200,000 days. Me and my woman, we don't sleep at night, we don't pray over it. The 200,000 days. take them, put them for that block. Now 500,000 is. Take this $1 million as our gift for the liberation. Take this $1 million. It will help you for put 500. I don't hear your spokesman. You don't talk say $1 million. You go buy 500 AKs. Yes. I hear Mr. Spokesman, Mr. Asu. You don't talk say $1 million. You go buy 500 AKs. And we need for put between 500 to 1,000 AKs on the ground. We need for put plenty RPGs on the ground. We need for put plenty machine guns on the ground. I want to make this 2024. Make it be the year where people will be free. Now 1 million this. $500,000, you could buy 250 AK. Think about if we put 250 AK, we will take over Bamenda. If we put 250 AK inside Bamenda, we put like 20 machine guns inside Bamenda. We put another 20 RPGs inside Bamenda. The Ambazonian people will take Bamenda within 24 hours. So at the appeal for the Ambazonian people, I understand, say, we don't be pushed to different sides. I would don't this, we think, I support this person, I support that person. Support na results. Support leadership. Support competence. This part of the world, the reason why this part of the world is succeed, now because even during their own elections, they did look now for the most competent candidates, the candidates that would deliver results, the candidates that would deliver change, the candidates that would move that society forward. They need look now because some person be a tribe, now because some person be your color, now because some person be a gender, now because some person a woman, the other person a man. Any look that way for a liberation struggle, for we for succeed. If you come out Manu and a person from Manu and never be able for stand up and articulate a vision, mobilize and give you a strategy for liberation struggle, then why you for support that person and you think say, oh, because he come out Manu, I'm more supportive and Manu now it be the state where it don't be so out back to La République du Cameroun, now the greatest mistake. We must look at competence. We must follow na competence. We must follow na person way if he do the work. Same thing for a company. And that the disease that we don't destroy La République. Because they detect na people the way they be loyal to Mr. Bia. And when they feel like Mr. Bia is Shiho. Okay? And use their mop, blow kata for your nose. They look at people where they be loyal to Mr. Bia instead of people where they get the competence for build a nation. Follow competence. Follow people where you do the work. We don't demonstrate our ability for execute the mission. Our ability for deliver results. Our ability for build forces, we don't demonstrate them. Our ability for lead forces. Our ability for be defiant in the midst of corruption and bribery. We don't maintain our integrity on the Ambazonian people. Then. So you feel count on this leadership. You feel count on the Ambazonia Governing Council. Say if you give them the resources for liberate the homeland will be liberated. Secondly, take us as a challenge. Say, okay, like a lot of Ambazonians, if you testify, during some time will be the campaign for machine guns. Every family for the diaspora and on the ground we be give the Ambazonia Governing Council $10,000 for buying machine gun. You know, say they buy that machine gun, they make the video, the general is stand, he talks, say, thank you very much, that the machine gun this way, you buy them, we don't receive them. Every one of una, we wanna be buy, wanna be give money for machine guns. For the period we will be the buy, will be the campaign for those machine guns. Every one of those families, you know, say, when they buy that machine gun, for some of the family where they be talking, we wanna write, wanna give we a code name. The engraver for the machine gun. They even engraver for una. We'll make a video, we'll present them for una. So if you give $500,000 to the Ambazonia Governing Council, you say, yes, Mr. Spokesman talks, say 500,000 will buy 250 acres. And it will make a difference for we for be able to capture Bamenda. Okay, now $500,000 this. I want me when I buy that 250 acres. I want me when I line them up. When I count them one by one by one by one by one by one. When I send them for we, I will give them a code name. We will not talk say family waity. Foundation waity. When I give you the code name so that will protect our identity. But that video will only come only for una. That video no go ever go outside. We go buy the materials, we put them together, we line them up, they make the video, they give you, and when they hand them over to the forces, to that brigade, now only you go get that video. So now the 250 AKDs, where ma just talk say, Mr. Lionhead, they are named that way again, say they call you Mr. and Mrs. Lionhead. Or Mr. and Mrs. Ambazonia Love, or Mr. and Mrs. Ambazonian Spirit. More doctors say they could name that. They could buy a 250 AK for your $500,000. They hand them over to the forces, and then they go make video. They talk say, Mr. and Mrs. Family Love. The 200 AK want to buy them for the liberation, and this would hand them over to the forces and commission these forces. Now what will be this? Take with that as a challenge. Make this 2024 be the day where we end the suffering of our people then. Those 750,000 of our mommy them, our papa them, our brothers them, our sisters them, our big papa them, our big mommy them, our beginning with the stay for bush. 750,000. Think about that. Show this kindness. Show this love for our people. Do something so that make not prolong for them to stay for bush. Think of the consequences of this beginning. They bond them, announce some of them did 7 years. The only two they know in a bush. What will be the long-term implications for this being their mental health, for their child development, for their ability. Now they never for their social interaction. What will be the long-term consequences when our people don't be so overly exposed for those kind of conditions for 7 years? So feel their pain, show generosity and kindness so that we save their lives and start to bring them home for liberated communities. We put 250 acres today for the state of Momo. The state of Momo will be liberated. For which we would already build them inside the state of Momo, which would already invest them inside the state of Momo. We put an additional 250 acres to the state of Momo today. The ADF will liberate the state of Momo with an additional 250 acres. General Sumanguru, General Popo, and all the ADF generals who they lead the liberation for the state of Momo, they go give free the state of Momo, and we fit bring all Ambazonians where some of them where they did for refugee camps, some of them they suffer from La République, where they suffer for La République, some where they did for inside bush, we fit bring them and establish safe communities for this liberation zone. Now only we fit take care of our people more than other people, they fit take care of our people. We fit take care of our people more than other people, they fit take care of our people. But we need our people that may show a level of love and compassion and caring for waiting our people that they go through. So if you don't be blessed financially for your career, please take part of your blessings and bless the people that with them. For some of them, when I live for the United States or for Canada, now some of the most philanthropic countries in this of the world, every time when there is a natural disaster, you see billionaires, they donate millions. You see millionaires, they donate hundreds of thousands of dollars. You see their celebrities, they pour money for go save people their lives from this disaster way before them. You get that spirit. Make you not only get that spirit, make you not only go show compassion for Americans when Americans get natural disaster, for place where your big papa, your mommy, they born you, those people that they face a genocide, that they face a war, that they face a tyranny, that they face terrorism, they don't born more than 1,000 villages. You get 750 of our children, they stay for bush. You get hundreds of thousands that they die for refugee camps. You get a lot of our young girls then that they live as prostitutes, both for La Republic and for Nigeria. Show compassion. The only thing where they delay the Ambazonia liberation struggle, now investment for armament. One family, 2 families, 3 families, they fit change the destiny of the Ambazonian people. That we need to see that level of caring and compassion and empathy for the suffering of our people. Then. All these people they don't burn their villages. Who say you think say the day? Who say you think say they stay? Through the kindness and compassion of our people them on the ground, they don't take a house where it's supposed to only take 5 people. We get some houses that now up to 30 people that stay for those houses. I know a mommy for America. It take a house. Say make a family open the house. Make all our people they don't be displaced. Make them go back to stay there. They give money, they buy extra beds for picking them and mommy picking them. Every month, this mommy, it is sent 200,000 francs to the territory for feed all those people that they stay for the house. That's kindness. That's compassion. That's love. There are so many Ambazonians where they don't open their hearts. They don't show so much caring. Where they accommodate others. People they don't even know them. I know a young boy inside Kumba. I know his story. He get a small 1-room and parlor as a young man. When he see wetty families that they face him, where they don't burn their villages. He take a mommy, 2 picking them, and a man. Keep them for a house. He take a parlor, a tenant, put 2 beds for a parlor. For this family made they stay there. That's kindness. That's compassion. The stories they continue. We feed them in the context of the overall liberation strategy. We need Ambazonians and for be patriotic. Those who don't be blessed will get a greater responsibility for our people then. Will get a greater responsibility for end their suffering. Why will people get for live under Cameroon occupation? When we get the means for end the occupation, for liberate the land, and for build a beautiful country. And you go take the pride for say during the Ambazonian people, their time of greatest need, it will be there for them. During the time when they will need a person for do the necessary investment for shorten the liberation struggle, your family step up. Give the money as charity. I know say some of them not like guns. Some of them not like wars. Give with the money for charitable purposes. Leave we make we do the rest. I know say you know like war and the consequences of war. Give with the money just as you give for other charitable purposes. Leave and make we do the rest. Make we fool people. I'm going to appeal this one. Now not live and make one people continue to live under shame. And not live and make this nyam focus from La Republique. They continue to disgrace what people them. Or when I get my phone number. We maintain complete privacy and for protect any donor. Just as we don't do in the past. We'll be people of integrity and character. And if you trust our commitment for our people then. And any gift we give for the Ambazonian people then. We believe in transparency. If you give money for 5 guns, we'll buy every 5 guns. We'll show them for you. If you give money for RPG, they'll buy the RPG, show them for you. I'm appeal this for all. Both for our people on the ground and for the diaspora. And my message is all now. I'll be Lucas Asu, a spokesman for Ambazonia Governing Council. When I get my phone number, when I know how to reach me.